Good morning, PRC. Good morning, Pastor Ken, Mandy, your beautiful princess, your daughters, and your wonderful parents, and of course, my beautiful family at PRC. We love you, we bless you, we always pray for you, and we are so thankful for your faithful support. I just want to give you a little update of what's going on. I have to be quite honest. My heart is being sad and broken because of what's happening with this COVID-19. You know, I have lost a lot of friends, and I have lost many of my pastors and presbyters on the Amazon jungles of Peru. The people in Peru, they stopped going to hospitals because they run out of they run out of oxygen and medicine. Not even on drugstores you can find medicine. And so what the people did is that they just waited on their homes, and many of them died in their houses. Others died on the streets. Very sad. But in the midst of all of that crisis, we have been able to send provision to our pastors and to many families, not only in the city of Iquitos and in Lima, but we have been able to send them to some of the villages that we have access to. Even though it's not allowed to navigate on big boats, our pastors, they have been able to do it in little canoes and little, they call them peques, which is on top of a little motor that they put on the back of their boat, and that's how they navigate. We have been able to help them, and we've been able to support and help some of our pastors with some medicine, and so it's very sad. Guatemala and Honduras are also going through a very difficult time. Guatemala is still climbing up the peak of people infected with COVID. Um, it is very critical. You know, before all of this happened, Guatemala was already in crisis. As you know, Guatemala is one of the third world countries that struggles with the economy. And this thing came to do things even worse. Um, the government locked down the whole country to try to stop the pandemic. But when the people couldn't handle the starvation anymore, they had to go to the streets. And now when you go to Guatemala, if you see in Guatemala on the streets and on the highway, you see a lot of families with white flags telling, like, crying out for help. You know, many of them are dying of starvation, not necessarily with COVID, but hunger. You know, so it's very critical. And in the midst of all of that, we have been able to send some help and support. My staff have been able to go to the mountains of Esquipulas and deliver food to those families that are extremely needy. And also in the city of Guatemala, we have been able to support some of our pastors. But as I said, the need is so big, the resources so limited. But in the midst of that, we haven't stopped praying and preaching the gospel. I can assure you that I have seen more souls in these last 4 months come to the Lord than in my 30 years of ministry. That tells me that God is doing something. You know, sometimes I don't understand it. I don't have to understand it. I just have to obey. Okay? I've been preaching every single day since March. When everything started in Guatemala, I started preaching when I was locked up in that hotel that I told you before for 2.5 weeks. And since then, I haven't stopped preaching one single day. And I have seen and heard so many wonderful, beautiful miracles that God is doing among our people. So once again, thank you so very much. The need is great. Please pray for us. Pray for us. Pray for us. And if any of you can help us, I truly appreciate. Please forgive me for asking, but this is the truth. The need is great, and the people is desperate. Thank you, Pastor Ken, for your faithful support, and I can call you family, and you are my family, and I love you, and I pray for the Lord bless you and reward your sacrifices of love for the Kitchen of Love Ministries. I love you, and have a wonderful day.